Michelle is in Rochester, New York. Hey, Michelle, how are you?
Hi, thanks for taking my call.
Sure. What's up?
So my husband and I are trying to decide if we should move in with our mother-in-law. We are going to be seniors in college. We've been married 2 years now. And there's two main reasons why we would move. The first is we would save money, probably. We'd still pay her rent, but we'd probably save $400 a month. And the second reason is because she's a single mom and her son is moving out to get married, so now she'll be in the house alone and she doesn't like to be alone.
Is her son your husband? The one that's getting married?
No.
What?
It's my husband's twin brother.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so Michelle, a reason to move in with an in-law under the motivation because she doesn't like to be alone, that starts to really entangle a relationship because it sounds like you're being kind, but it actually ends up being extremely dysfunctional that she's depending it upon you guys to
If the only way
fill.
she's not alone is her grown children stay home with her, that's dysfunctional. I'll just say it that way.
Yeah.
Okay? I'm
Okay.
sorry. This lady, it's a normal thing to cry when your grown kids leave and cheer 20 minutes later. It's a normal thing to do that. You do both, okay? And to just cry, and I don't want to, she needs to have a life outside of her children.
Okay, I will say she is very self-sufficient. She still works full-time.
No, she's not.
And
Not emotionally.
it's not that it was just sort of an idea that was brought up, and we would only live with her for a year, and she knows that. And she also, I don't know, it's I guess in the situation it's hard to describe, but I'm not as much concerned about her, because we've talked about not moving in, and she would just go on with life. It's not like a necessitated thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think it's going to be better for y'all and her emotionally and relationally. But that's not a psychologist or a therapist speaking or a pastor speaking. That's just an old man telling you.
Okay.
You do whatever you want to do.
And do you guys, is there a reason, you said you're going to save $400?
Yeah, but they're juniors in college, you said, right?
We'll be seniors this year.
Yeah,
Coming up.
But the twin brother and his new wife aren't staying.
Well, they're living in the new wife's in-law apartment with her parents. So they sort of have their own situation. We had just talked about it, because it was our last year of college, it might be nice to save money and take some of the strain off of ourselves.
If you want to do it, it's
Yes,
fine.
and-
It's the way you presented it sounded weird.
Okay.
Sorry,
So
that was.
I guess
you didn't. It's not that it sounded weird. It just that our answer changes, or I'll say my answer is more cautious for you, Michelle, because of the end of that. It's not that we're doing this for a financial goal, because some people do that, right? I mean, we talk to people a lot that they're like, hey, we're gonna make this move because we have this goal, and then we're gonna be out. There's a date. It's very specific. All of that. I'm not completely against that. It was the last part when you said, and because she doesn't like to be alone. That's where my flag went up, just for you, Michelle, like woman to woman.
No, it goes up for her. It goes up for your husband, too.
Yeah.
That's what's
Okay.
weird. I mean, that is weird.
So if that part wasn't the end of it, though, and if your only question was, hey, it's our last year of college and we're able to save some money if we do this, what do you guys think about that? If that was it, I would say,
And you're all in.
yeah, and I would say, if that's what you guys choose to do, but I would have an end date. I would not be living with my in-laws over a long, extended period of time as young newlyweds. I think you guys figuring out life, just you guys together, is really healthy. I would prefer that you didn't. I think you guys just figuring out life together is great. But if you wanted to and had an end date and all of that, it could be an option. It won't destroy, but it's that other part of the question that I'm like, ooh.
Just don't, what I heard was just codependence, and I don't recommend that for anybody. If because there's not an end to that. That neediness is not something that needs to be fed. It needs to be healed. And that's all I was saying. Just from, again, that's just old man talking. So it's not, there's no professional quote guidance there. You called us and asked our opinion. So, and I don't think she's a bad lady. I think she's just normal. It's normal. She's got 2 twin boys. They're the last 2 to leave.
Yeah.
And
sobbing my eyes out when little
and
Charles
she's a
marries.
single mom, and they've been her world, and that's a normal grieving
Yes,
of that.
yes.
But it's also a release that, and you know, she doesn't have a choice. She's got to move on with the next chapter of her life, and you guys can't run over there every time she's lonely.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. Anyway, I said our piece. Be careful. Be careful. Be careful.